Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're embarking on, I think, an absolutely fascinating journey. We're plunging into a collection of sources that offer a kind of unique shortcut to being truly well-informed on a topic that really underpins almost every human interaction.
Yeah, that's right. The dynamics of power.
Exactly. The intricate, often hidden dynamics of power.
And our listener has shared some really interesting excerpts. We're looking at Robert Greene's widely discussed work, The 48 Laws of Power.
Right, which isn't just some modern self-help book, is it?
Not at all. It's actually a brilliant synthesis. It draws on, historical masterpieces like Pulitzer Grations, The Art of Discretion, even ancient narratives from Herodotus.
Wow.
And academic analyses, too, like Sharfstein's Amoral Politics. So our mission today really is to distill the most potent nuggets of insight from these principles.
Make them accessible, maybe actionable for you, the listener.
Exactly. Influence and strategy.
So if you've ever found yourself curious about, say, the unspoken rules of human interaction, or how influence really works behind the scenes,
or maybe you just want to observe the world with a sharper eye,
then yeah, this deep dive is definitely for you. We'll be exploring some, truly surprising facts and strategies. Some might even feel a bit unsettling.
That's a fair warning.
But let's be crystal clear up front. We're here to understand what these texts say and why they suggest these methods.
We're not endorsing any particular viewpoint. Not at all.
Our goal is simply to equip you with tools to analyze power in action. Okay, let's unpack this. Let's get right to it.
Sounds good.
Our first stop then. Law 6. Court attention at all cost. This one basically demands that you appear, larger, more colorful, maybe more mysterious than everyone else.
Yeah, the core idea, put pretty bluntly in the material, is everything is judged by its appearance. What is unseen counts for nothing.
So don't blend in, ever.
Pretty much. And what's fascinating here is how this source argues that notoriety itself, just being known, can be a direct path to power.
Notoriety. Not just fame, but notoriety.
Yeah, exactly. Look at P.T. Barnum, the classic example they use. 19th century showman extraordinaire.
Oh, yeah.
Early in his career, apparently he was mistaken for some infamous Reverend Avery during a circus stop.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And instead of correcting it, Barnum just ran with it. He realized, and I think this is a quote, "All we need to ensure success is notoriety."
Wow. So bad press is still press?
That seemed to be his philosophy. He even hired a beggar to walk around New York carrying bricks just to draw attention to his museum.
Just random bricks?
Just 5 bricks. The logic being, whether it's good attention or bad, attention itself is a kind of currency.
That's a crucial point then. It sounds like the truth of the attention matters less than its impact.
That's what the source suggests.
So it's not just about being seen, it's about, orchestrating how you're perceived. The material mentions Countess Lustig, too.
Right, cultivating that air of mystery.
Exactly. People were apparently enthralled because, as the text says, the mysterious cannot be grasped.
And this technique, it's argued, could even make people who were, frankly, kind of average seem profound, like Mata Hari.
So it's all about controlling the interpretation of your presence. But how fragile is that? Does the source talk about what happens when that mystery, that image, starts to unravel?
It absolutely does. And that's a really important cautionary note here.
Okay.
The material warns that this tactic, while it can be powerful, it has to seem playful, maybe unthreatening.
Oh.
You can't overtly offend or challenge the reputation of people already in power. Lola Montez is the warning story.
What did she do?
Well, she apparently overplayed her hand, created too much scandal, first in London, then in Bavaria.
Led to riots, didn't it? And the king's abdication.
Exactly. Her ambition was just too obvious, too disruptive. She became a threat, not an intriguing enigma.
So that power gained by appearance, it can vanish pretty quickly if you push too hard.
That's the takeaway, yeah. It shows the limits.
Okay, so projecting a captivating image is crucial, but you also need to manage what's underneath that surface.
Makes sense.
I mean, after all that work courting attention, you definitely don't want to spill the beans on your master plan too soon.
No, you don't.
Which brings us nicely to the next principle, Law 3. Conceal your intentions. It feels like a subtle counterpoint to Law 6, doesn't it?
It really does. Master the art of masking your true aims.
The advice is, always seem patient, as if you know that everything will come to you eventually. Keep them guessing.
Precisely. And the core belief here, according to the text, is that our first instinct is usually to trust appearances. We tend to take things at face value.
Okay.
Which, the argument goes, makes it relatively easy to conceal one's intentions.
Because people aren't looking deeper.
Right. The source talks about Otto von Bismarck in 1850. He gave this speech, apparently supporting ideas completely opposite to what he really wanted.
Regarding a war with Austria, wasn't it?
That's the one.
Yeah.
By doing that, he skillfully, as the source puts it, threw them off the scent.
And even made them want his support more, ironically.
Exactly. All while he was meticulously pursuing his actual hidden agenda for Prussia. It's about dangling a decoy.
Let people focus on that while you make your real moves over here.
Yeah. Avoid suspicion until it's way too late for anyone to stop you.
Controlling perception is definitely key. And sometimes controlling perception means, well, making others think they're the perceptive ones, almost weaponizing their ego.
Interesting way to put it.
Which takes us deep into human psychology with Law 21. Play a sucker to catch a sucker seem dumber than your mark.
Ah, yes. This one's fascinating.
It really gets into the nuances of human vanity, doesn't it? The idea that if you want to outmaneuver someone, making them feel smarter than you is a powerful way to disarm them.
Absolutely. The example they use of the yellow kid Weil, described as one of the most creative con artists in history.
Okay.
It illustrates this perfectly. He set up this elaborate fake boxing match scam and a bogus lodge sale, too.
Right.
And his wealthy victim, this guy Giesel, was totally convinced Weil was just some simple boxing trainer.
So Giesel felt intellectually superior.
Completely. Weil played right into Giesel's greed for an easy profit. Giesel was so blinded by his own perceived cleverness
That he missed the whole scam.
totally missed it. In fact, later, when the boxer supposedly died, Giesel actually paid Weil $35,000 to help him escape a fake murder charge.
Wow. He thought he was buying his freedom.
Yeah, still thinking he was the smart one managing the situation.
So the lesson there is, vanity isn't just a character flaw. It's a huge liability. Financially, strategically.
It really underlines the power of ego, doesn't it?
It does, by, as the text says, subliminally reassuring people that they are more intelligent than you are, or even that you are a bit of a moron. You just open them up.
Yeah, make them vulnerable to manipulation.
The material explicitly says no one likes feeling stupider than the next person. The trick, then, is to make your victims feel smart. And not just smart, but smarter than you are.
Leverage that need for validation.
Exactly. Leverage their vanity. Okay, so we've talked about crafting your image, managing perceptions, but power rarely operates in a vacuum, right?
Yeah. No, it's all about relationships, too.
Exactly. So let's pivot now. From personal presence to the tricky landscape of strategic relationships. How you choose allies, handle enemies, ask for help.
Okay.
This brings us to Law 2. And this one is, well, it's pretty cynical. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies.
It's definitely stark advice.
The text argues that friends will betray you more quickly, for they are easily aroused to envy. It even says they become spoiled and tyrannical.
Whereas conversely, a former enemy, if you bring them over to your side, will be more loyal than a friend because he has more to prove.
That's quite the claim.
It's a harsh truth presented by the sources, yeah.
Yeah.
They offer the cautionary tale of Emperor Michael III.
Right. He ignored advice, chose his childhood friend Basilius.
Over the much more qualified Bardas. And Basilius, apparently driven by greed once he saw the court splendors, ended up murdering Michael.
Ouch. Contrast that with
Talleyrand. He very shrewdly used Fouché, a former enemy, the minister of police in a conspiracy against Napoleon, because Talleyrand figured Fouché's loyalty wouldn't be based on messy personal feelings, but purely on mutual self-interest.
the transaction.
Exactly. And Fouché would work incredibly hard to prove his worth and secure his new position. Less emotional baggage, more predictability.
So the source is basically saying prioritize utility over emotional loyalty in key alliances. Keep friends for, well, friendship, but not necessarily for power plays.
That seems to be the gist of it, yeah.
But isn't there a big risk there? Like, you could end up totally isolated or just breed deep resentment everywhere. Does the source acknowledge the downsides?
That's a really good point. And the material isn't completely blind to it. It's not saying reject friends entirely.
Okay.
It's more about a clear-eyed assessment of roles. The danger with friends, it argues, is that emotions, envy, entitlement, demands can cloud things.
Whereas an enemy turned ally.
Their loyalty is transactional, based on necessity, not unpredictable affection. But yeah, the downside is implied. A world built purely on utility could be pretty cold, lacking genuine trust.
It's a trade-off.
Yeah.
And for power, this law suggests utility wins.
That's the argument presented.
Okay, so following that logic, if you do need help from an ally, Law 13 gives some pretty specific advice. When asking for help, appeal to people's self-interest, never to their mercy or gratitude.
Right. Don't remind them of past favors you did for them.
No, why not?
Because the source strongly advises against it. Instead, it says, uncover something in your request that will benefit him and emphasize it out of all proportion.
Make it about them.
Exactly. This law just leans hard into the pragmatic side of human nature. Think about Castruccio Castracani again.
The Italian condottiero.
Yeah. When Stefano di Poggio pleaded for mercy, mentioning past debts, Castruccio basically said, I executed an enemy, not a friend, because powerful men understand only force and self-interest.
Oof. Stefano appealed to gratitude, which offered Castruccio nothing tangible.
Right. Big mistake, according to this view. He could have offered money, future influence, anything useful.
We didn't.
Nope. Similarly, the text talks about the Athenians, calling them the preeminent realists of classical Greece.
Okay.
They allied with Corcyra, not because they felt grateful for past help, but because Corcyra offered a clear, pragmatic benefit protecting Athens' trade routes against Corinth.
It's always about the what's in it for me.
That's the core message of this law, yes. Frame your request purely in terms of game for the other party.
It's like strategic marketing for your needs. Though the material does have a little nuance, right, about people who want to seem virtuous.
It does, yeah. It shrewdly notes that some people actively need chances to display their good heart publicly, acts of charity, and so on.
Which can also be leverage.
Exactly. As long as it aligns with their self-image and gives them some kind of social capital, it's still appealing to their self-interest, just a different kind.
Got it. Okay, let's move on to mastering the actual dance of power. The subtle moves. Law 7. Get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit.
Yes. This one's about appearing of godlike strength and power by skillfully leveraging other people's efforts, but making sure all the glory, all the credit comes back to you, and only you.
Sounds efficient, if a bit ruthless.
The example given is Peter Paul Rubens, the painter.
The Renaissance master.
That's him. He apparently had a huge studio, lots of assistants actually painting large parts of his work.
Okay, that makes sense for big commissions.
Right. But when important clients visited, Rubens would discreetly dismiss the assistants. Then he'd work at this incredible pace with unbelievable energy right there in front of the client.
Buddy on a show.
Totally. The client would leave in awe of this prodigious man, thinking he churned out these masterpieces almost single-handedly.
So the assistant's work was invisible.
Completely. The source also brings up Isaac Newton's famous line about standing on the shoulders of giants.
Right, acknowledging past work.
Well, yes, but the law frames it as legitimizing building on others' achievements while the public narrative still focuses on your singular genius. The illusion of effortless brilliance is key.
It's about strategic delegation plus masterful presentation, hiding the blood and toil, as the source says.
Exactly. That concept of sprezzatura, making difficult things look easy.
People prefer the myth of natural brilliance over hard graft.
Apparently so. It enhances your reputation without you burning out all your energy.
Okay, final one for today. Law 33. Master the art of timing.
Crucial. Absolutely crucial.
The advice here is never seem to be in a hurry. Always appear patient, as if you know that everything will come to you eventually.
Become a detective of the right moment, Master Kairos.
That opportune moment.
Yes. This is presented as vital for sustained power. The material contrasts hurrying, which it says betrays a lack of control, and just creates a nest of problems.
Makes sense. Rushing leads to mistakes.
With patience. Patience lets opportunities emerge naturally, avoids those rash moves.
And the example here is?
Tokugawa Ieyasu of Japan, the founder of the Tokugawa shogunate.
Okay.
He famously patiently waited while his rivals basically exhausted themselves, making impulsive mistakes, fighting each other.
He just watched?
He watched, he waited, he conserved his strength. He understood, as the source puts it, that success that is built up slowly and surely is the only kind that lasts.
He let others burn out.
He meticulously observed the tempo of events, let others overextend, and then struck hard, but only when the time was absolutely right.
So it's not just what you do, but when and how you do it. Controlling the rhythm of events.
Instead of being controlled by them, yes. It often means learning, and this is key, to stand back when the time is not yet ripe, and to strike fiercely when it has reached fruition.
That's a powerful lesson in strategic patience. Feels relevant way beyond just history or politics.
Definitely. Business negotiations, personal projects, knowing when to act and when to wait. So we've covered quite a bit today, navigated a really fascinating, maybe sometimes unsettling landscape of power dynamics.
Yeah, from P.T. Barnum's knack for notoriety
To Talleyrand using former enemies.
and Tokugawa Ieyasu's incredible patience. It seems these sources consistently show power often hinges on mastering perception
Leveraging relationships, often with ruthless pragmatism.
and just impeccable timing.
Absolutely.
It's really clear that in this game of power, as described here, appearances are just paramount. And understanding human psychology,
Their self-interest, their vanity.
their need to believe certain narratives. It's an incredibly powerful tool. So whether you, listening, choose to apply these laws or maybe just recognize them when you see them playing out.
Which you probably will now.
Yeah, this deep dive definitely offers a shortcut to being, well, truly well-informed. You've got a new framework now, maybe, to analyze interactions you see every day
Boardroom, politics, even just social dynamics.
through that lens of strategic intent.
Indeed. And this deep dive reveals the world is often seen, by these authors anyway, as a giant scheming court.
And the suggestion is, you can't really opt out.
That's what the material suggests. There is no use in trying to opt out of the game, because powerlessness, it warns, just leads to misery. So instead, it encourages constant self-education. Look to the past, learn from mistakes, others, and your own.
And play the game seriously, strategically, not frivolously.
That's the advice.
So, what stands out most to you from today's deep dive? How might observing these principles, these laws, change how you understand the interactions you see every single day?
It definitely makes you look at things differently.
Maybe the most provocative thought for you to take away and mull over. This one comes directly from the source material. Any man who tries to be good all the time is bound to come to ruin among the great number who are not good.
That's a challenging one.
Definitely something to think about as you navigate your own world, perhaps now armed with a deeper understanding of its hidden currents. Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.